Today, 21st November, is World Television Day. We have a special report on the importance of this magic box. Plus, the 2022 World Toilet Summit ends in Abuja with resolve on the need to intensify efforts to meet various targets in the sanitation and hygiene sector. These are more we'll bring to you shortly on Panorama. Welcome. I'm Ruth Aguela. You can follow this news broadcast live on our website is nta.ng/live and all of our social media handles displayed on the screen right now. The United Nations designated November 21st as World Television Day to recognize the importance of visual media. Ifeoma Ojinto elaborates on the significance of television as a mode of communication and information dissemination.
Dubbed the box that shapes the world, according to research, is watched by more than 90% of the world's population and has played a significant role in forming public opinion on global decisions over the years.
Anything that engendered the global world, television should come as number one. We should talk fundamentally the educational advantages of television, how it has helped to educate the citizenry across the globe, how it has helped to manage information, and also to let the people know what is happening in their environment. So I think that's the most important thing.
World Television Day celebrates the philosophy that it represents rather than the tool itself.
TV helps us to be updated. TV enables us to get information from worldwide, to know what is happening within our environment, and as well to know what is going on outside the country.
While television means different things to different people, experts believe that the visual medium brings information on a wide range of social, economic, environmental and political issues to life through dramatic, comedy, futuristic, news and entertaining content. Ifeoma Ojinto, NTA News.
The 2022 World Toilet Summit has ended in Abuja with government, development partners and private sector resolving on the need to intensify efforts to meet various targets in the sanitation and hygiene sector. In a communique read by the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Water Resources, D.D. Wilson-Jack, the summit agreed that all the tiers of government must replicate the political will already been demonstrated by the government, while also leveraging all available funding for the required economic revolution and to fast-track the implementation of policies and programs in the sanitation and hygiene sector.
Governments to facilitate and ensure a conducive investment environment. Private sector to innovate and invest smartly. Development banks and partners to make available risk-backed, innovative, context-appropriate financial mechanisms.
Everything we're doing at federal level is not going to lead to Nigeria being open defecation free without commercial efforts from you at state level, because all the people at the state level, they are not here.
So I want to ask all private sector organizations to please come on board. Let us support not only in Nigeria but other countries of the world in making sure that we use sanitation innovations for economic development of different countries.
The summit also resolved to speed up, scale up, and sustain progress recorded in the sanitation sector, particularly the Clean Nigeria campaign, which targets ending open defecation in the country by 2025. Federal government is deploying more solar mini-grids to rural communities across the country to close energy gaps and boost rural economy. Joshua Ojito reports that communities in Benue State are the latest beneficiaries of the power intervention.
A renewable energy solution touching lives in rural communities of Oshongo local government area of Benue State.
24 hours we have the right around us. We are promoted because there is many different that we saw now. When there is light, people are coming around to settle here with us.
Implemented under the Renewable Energy Micro Utility Program, which the Federal Ministry of Power is executing, the intervention is to close energy gap in the country. Chairman, Senate Committee on Power, Gabriel Suswan, inaugurates the infrastructure on behalf of President Muhammadu Buhari.
And these projects are supposed to be situated in areas that the power network might take time to reach them. Areas that we are targeting them with these solar mini grids.
The project scope also includes more than 14-kilometer township distribution network and service connections, as well as installation of 160 smart meters and local electronic systems. Every connected customer is expected to purchase or power through a prepaid meter system.
Expected to supply clean and affordable power to households, small-scale businesses, and local facilities. Benefiting communities are to take ownership of the projects against vandals. Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
No nation can develop from a third world to a first world country without a strong, productive and dependable manufacturing sector. These are the words of the Deputy Governor of Cross River State, Professor Ivara Esu, during the visit of the President and Management Team of the Manufacturing Association of Nigeria, MAN, Cross River Akwa Ibom State's branch to his office in Calabar. Let's have more details from Paul Abel.
The Deputy Governor emphasized that the present administration places high premium on the manufacturing sector, which is obvious in the establishment of various industries across the state. Accepting the menace of touts in the collection of revenue, which has caused a rift between the state government and Manufacturing Association of Nigeria, Professor Esu encouraged the association to key in and take advantage of the industries in the state to grow the sector and the economy.
If you don't have manufacturing, what are you going to export? Is it the same raw materials that we export? We think that we should convert our raw materials to refined products, processed products, and manufacturing. That's what we are doing. The chicken will be protected.
The president of the Manufacturing Association of Nigeria, Cross River State and Akwa Ibom State branch, revealed that the essence of the visit is to expose its challenges, create a mutual understanding, and grow the economy through the manufacturing sector.
All we need to do now is just put all these together to create the manufacturing economy that we need to grow the country. It's all here.
With the fruits brokered by both parties, issues of multiple taxation, inadequate patronage by government, among others, are expected to be put to rest. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
The Defense Headquarters is upscaling joint simulation exercise for Operation Well Punch to further enhance collaborations in the armed forces in defending the territorial integrity of the nation. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabo, stated this during the closing ceremony of the exercise at the Land Forces Simulation Center, Giri, Abuja, organized by the Defense Headquarters. The exercise is to escalate joint operations to combat emerging security threat across the country.
Has provided the needed opportunities for relevant and very important observations, critiques, after-action review and workshop. This will further strengthen our efforts at identifying the gaps hindering the attainment of joint operational objectives. Participants are obliged to bring to bear all the lessons learned from this JCMEX in the execution of ongoing joint operations across the country.
The aim is to defeat the non-state actors interfering with the peaceful atmosphere of the country. Development of leadership is considered a vital aspect of the Nigerian Army's operations as it enhances troops to perform optimally in their various theaters of operations. This belief brought about a leadership training course instituted for junior cadet officers in the force. The course, an initiative of the Nigerian Army Resource Center, seeks to improve creativity and critical thinking skills for optimum performance, introduce adaptive leadership for innovative and creative change, as well as develop emotional intelligence for participants.
The belief is that globally, counter-terrorism and counter-insurgency is generally leader-led, and that's the sense why we are no passes on junior officers and whatever, because you can't expect one stance in the year to lead patrol, to lead ambush, to lead raids and things like that. So when they understand what it is about their responsibilities, it goes a long way, and they become better in performing whatever assignment given to them.
The course had 53 participants comprising 39 soldiers and 14 officers. The 2 Brigade Nigerian Army, as part of its exercise, has embarked on an environmental cleanup of Itam Central Market, Itu local government area in Akwa Ibom State. Evelyn Badu Ekpo reports that heaps of waste, which are common sites along the market road, were evacuated within hours of the exercise. Let's hear more from her.
This is the popular Itam Market with its new look, made possible by troops of the 2 Brigade Nigerian Army, led by the commander of the brigade, Brigadier General Abubakar Wasi. On behalf of the commander 2 Brigade, Lieutenant Colonel Usman Adamu, commander 2 Brigade Garrison, says the sanitation exercise, which is part of exercise Still Waters 2, is aimed at enhancing civil-military cooperation and its contribution to the society.
From exercise Still Waters that is ongoing in the state, part of the exercise warrants us to actually do a civil-military activity, and that would draw us closer to the people and help us assure the people that we are members of all the security agencies in the state are willing and very committed to continue the good work we are doing to keep the state safe and secured. We are very, very grateful to have our army men in our midst today. And apart from that, the work that they are doing within our market is very, very encouraging.
The exercise Still Waters 2, which commenced on October 2, is expected to end on December 2, 2022. In Uyo, Evelyn Badu Ekpo, NTA News.
Let's go on a break. We're back shortly, so you stay tuned.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
Welcome back. The presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Ashwaji Ahmed Bola Tinubu, says his administration will work with Senator Ovie Omagege as governor to give special attention to revamping alien industries in Delta State. Tinubu, flanked by his running mate Kashim Shettima, made the promise to Deltans during the APC presidential campaign flag-off and the governorship campaign flag-off in Warri, Delta State. Tessie Kuka reports.
The
The oil city of Warri received the APC presidential candidate Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu and other party stalwarts with a huge turnout of party supporters who came out to catch a glimpse of the presidential candidate and his running mate. The slogan for the day was, "A vote for APC will guarantee all-round peace, prosperity and development." The presidential hopeful called on Deltans to believe in his capacity and experience and promised to bring renewed hope to Nigerians. He charged them to vote Senator Omagege as the next governor of Delta State, describing him as best for the job.
I have decided today that I will put all of the experiences I have gathered over the years to the service of our people. The same Senator Agege is ready, is accomplished, totally committed to take the mantle of leadership. The man who transformed Lagos will transform Nigeria.
The party's flag was thereafter presented to the Delta State APC governorship candidate Ibi Omagege. In Warri, Tessie, Focus, and News.
Nigeria is working towards ensuring its senior citizens enjoy a decent life after giving so much of their energy to their motherland in both formal and non-formal sectors of the economy. Director General of the National Senior Citizen Center, Dr. Omokaro, gave the indication during a visit to Dawakinkudu, Dai Pit, where this group of Nigerians, despite being old, are still earning a living and sustaining the craft for the next generation. Amin Umar reports.
Data shows that Nigeria has about 10 million population of older persons aged 60 and above. During their energetic age, the senior citizens have contributed to the growth of the nation, formally and non-formally. However, among their key challenges is lack of income security. Here in Dawakinkudu, a local government in Kano State, are some of these older persons. Although aging, they are still productive, maintaining the age-long craft of tie and dye. On hand to say for herself is the Director General, National Senior Citizen Center, Omokaro, whose mandate is to ensure income security for older persons by creating more productive activities. She said in line with this mandate, the center has mapped out all indigenous crafts and livelihood ventures engaged by older persons across the 6 local governments each from the 18 identified states across the country.
The oldest was about 87 years, so they are old. And we have those youths, and I just wonder, will the youth now continue in this line and then grow old with this? It shouldn't happen. So we are approaching it intergenerationally, focusing on older people, but respecting and honoring that transfer, but now engaging the youth with them so that they can rest. If they want to do it, yes, they can do it.
The engagement with this group of elder persons came at a sideline of the 3-day retreat for governing board of the center on ways of attracting funding, among others. In Kano, Amin Umar, NTA News.
Dedicated emergency crews whose work involves crash prevention and medical professionals who deal with traumatic after effects of road accidents are synergizing to reduce carnage on the highways, leading the crusade. We hear is the Federal Road Safety Corps, Niger State Command and State Ministry of Health collaborating to identify with those who lost their lives in accidents and others affected by the disaster as the world commemorates the Day of Remembrance for Road Traffic Victims. Musa Mikel reports.
Records by the National Bureau of Statistics indicates that between January and March this year, about 2 million people lost their lives in road accidents at different locations across the country. While from June to date, Niger State alone recorded more than 200 accidents, out of which scores also lost their lives, with many maimed. Since road crashes are not peculiar to Nigeria alone, it is therefore an event to remember millions of road accident victims across the globe. That was why the United Nations set aside every third Sunday in November to acknowledge the suffering of all victims. families and community, as well as to also pay tribute to dedicated emergency crew for their sacrifices.
We want to organize a special, what is called mobile courts between now and the end of the year. The mobile court will involve the police and then the judiciary, where people are apprehended. They will face an instant magistrate court to determine their case. This is justice.
Yes, to ensure that we provide equitable, affordable, qualitative, affordable and accessible healthcare services to the teeming residents of the states, which is also in line with this year's theme, Justice to the Victims of Road Traffic Accident.
As part of activities lined up to commemorate the week-long event in Mina, the capital city, was a visit to a government-owned medical facility to identify with accident victims, as well as laying a float in honor of those who lost their lives in the carnage. In Mina, Musa Mikael, NTA News.
The All Progressives Congress presidential candidate for the 2023 elections, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has offered free Medicare to residents of Anambra State through the Batishe Medical Outreach. Jane Francis Obi reports that the event took place in Oka, the state capital.
Coordinator of Batishe Free Medical Outreach, Nurat Adebayo and others said their target was to attend to at least 3,000 persons in Anambra State, noting that the medical team would also be visiting other states of the Federation to offer health care and to encourage them to vote for a credible leader who has the interests of the less privileged at heart.
This outreach is to promote the candidacy of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and is also to educate and sensitize voters to enable them to know that there is hope for a new Nigeria.
The whole idea is sensitization. We want people who are more aware. We don't want people who are not fully aware of their own health conditions. So if they come here, this is a good point to engage them into seeking better health behaviors.
The free Medicare offered wide range of health care services to the people, some of which include vital organs checks, dental care, optical care, medications, maternal care, free health counseling, amongst others. Some of the beneficiaries noted that the free Medicare has offered them an opportunity to access health care due to financial constraints.
People of low class or people that don't have this kind of opportunities to attend, to get one or two things for their health, will also have the opportunity to get it from here. I feel happy because health is best for the life. If your health is okay, you can do everything.
The team has also visited about 4 local government areas in the state to provide food items, medications, and other relief materials to some victims of the recent flood incident that ravaged parts of the state. In Oka, Jane Francis Obi, NTA News.
In preparation for the 2023 general elections, citizens need to rethink Nigeria and be part of the collective resolve and commitment to see the Nigerian project works. This is the position of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations at the Wazobia 2022 Virtual Summit organized in partnership with Africa Fora. Haman Jabani reports.
The summit with the team preparing for the 2023 general elections, Let's Rethink Nigeria, is aimed at providing the platform to discuss critical issues concerning free, fair and credible elections in 2023, genuine, meaningful and strategic alliance across board to rethink Nigeria and chart a more profound course for the emergence of the new Nigeria we all desire and yearn for. The Nigerian Institute of Public Relations said Nigerians must ask pertinent questions such as what do this election truly mean to them as the electorate, candidates, umpire and observers. Are Nigerians in it to promote one of their own from same religion, tribe, sex or group, or is it about the need to revenge the nationhood?
We have observed with total dismay the continuation of a culture of non-issues-based campaigns, political fogging, violation of the peace accord signed by all parties involved, and a whole lot of other untoward activities of many of the political actors and parties to the utter exclusion of the fundamental issues and challenges that stare us in the face.
If you choose candidates based on faulty foundation, based on corrupt foundation, based on programmed mindsets that will not yield the right quality leadership that is expected, then you have started failing.
Experts say Nigeria's 2022 general elections will not only determine the future of the country, but how Africa will be in years to come.
The youth are trying their best to create a new Nigeria. But when the budding elders got together, Yiba got together, we found out that whenever you have a systemic problem can never be solved by wishful thinking.
This might be our last chance to salvage Nigeria. The fight for change in 2023 should be seen as a chance to set Africa on the right foot.
The summit agreed that greater attention should be paid to issues of credibility of electoral processes and security of votes in the forthcoming 2023 general elections. Hamman Jabani, NTA News.
Next is sports update.
Three matches will be decided Monday in the ongoing 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. In Group B, England will face Iran as Africa champions Senegal and Netherlands match will be live on NTA. Sunday's opening match between host Qatar and Ecuador ended 2-0 in favor of the South Americans.
Qatar could have done better. They've been together since June trying to get ready for the World Cup. Yesterday's meeting was the fourth time, so you would have expected better, but we'll see what will pan out in another match today that will feature two teams in Group A.
Meanwhile, former world number one Novak Djokovic says the 7-year wait to win ATP title made the trophy even sweeter. Djokovic beat his Norwegian opponent Casper Ruud 7-5, 6-3 in Turin on Sunday for a record equaling 6 ATP finals to match Roger Federer's mark. With sport updates, Clement Elon-Toba, NTA News.
That concludes Panorama. Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day and wish